And it's finally the weekend. Finally, the weekend. It's Friday. Another beautiful day. I'm actually on top of a highway this morning. Not on top of a highway, or should I say underneath a highway this morning. So beautiful morning. Happy Friday, should I say. What more can I expect for? As you can see, the morning, sir. The birds are making their own noises, and there are quite a few people actually out here walking too. So yes, this beautiful morning. What do I have in my mind? I do not know yet. I do not know what's going on in my mind, but I know it's something beautiful. Yeah, that's a highway. It runs over the trail, I think. So I'm just gonna run underneath. That way the noise disappears. Let me see this. He ate one apple while on his way. Can you? Oh. I don't know what that is, but hey, it looks nice. Man, maybe that's a sign that I need an apple today. I've got to go and get one. This is what the bridge looked like. So one of this is like 75, 575. I don't know which one it is, but I know it's one of this. You can hear that noise too. I know it's one of this one. I don't know which one. So, happy Friday. Morning. Have a good day. So, happy Friday. What am I thinking in my subconscious mind? See, that's one of the highways right there. Actually, just crossing over. Might rain out here in Georgia, to say tomorrow. It was actually supposed to be cloudy, but I'm actually surprised to see the blue sky. I've just been pushing my body a lot. A lot of pushing up my body. And then a lot of yoga and a lot of push-ups. I even developed this thing called the meditative running that I started doing every morning, where instead of sitting normally to read a book, I sit cross-legged and read those books. How you doing, sir? Reach each word attentively. So I have a reading meditation and a normal meditation. Good morning. So it makes my sitting activity, actually it's gone up to maybe like an hour or 2 hours or so which is kind of unique. So I get to practice that, and every time you sit down every day for like an hour or two. Let me do my shoes here. What the biscuit. Listen to that bird singing. Every time we sit down on the floor for an hour or two a day, our spine becomes more softer and more relaxed. And when your spine is soft, shall I say, you begin to control certain emotion inside of you. Morning. It's It's really funny because I was sort of thinking this morning while I was meditating that, oh wow, going to the chiropractor is good, which I went yesterday. Thank you to my friend at Rhino Chiropractor. They are always making sure I'm okay. It's really funny, but from the time I start going, I started running like 26 miles a day now. So I've been running 26 miles a day for the past 14 days. So I think today is number 14. So, Rhino Chiropractor, what did you do? You owe me a vegan burger now, the way things are going. So yes, and I started to sort of think that, yeah, sometimes the only way to understand your own body is getting adjusted. And I think what even made it more interesting of it all is having your own yoga practice every day. And I mean every single morning, having your own yoga and meditation practice every single morning. Not missing it, but those things has to be like, yeah, it has to be like food. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna cut through here for a little bit.
She posted this all these
just
like quotes that people have
kind of just
said to her.
see what's going on here. Yes. So yeah, and I started to think that, okay, a lot of times the only way to understand this whole yoga lifestyle is, even though when you get adjusted, shall I say, when you like, if you're the type that like to go to your chiropractor, you got to do your thing. You have to do things by yourself also. It's just like in anything that we do in life, we are taught to only leave it in the hands of the teachers. When you practice yoga, you gotta have your own practice every morning. As a matter of fact, I would recommend practicing yoga every single morning. That's if anybody wants to, every single morning, every day, and meditating. And I know it will bring a lot of changes. What you gotta do is just have your own practice every single day. And I mean every morning. And I know the excuse is going to be, I have a job, I have this, I have that. I got that picture. But the truth is, freak accidents do not know all that. When a freak accident is about to happen, it just happens. It doesn't care whether you have a job or whether you have these things or all that. So, and I think a lot of times, that's why a freak accident, they're just there to arouse our consciousness, to make us realize that, oh, we need to slow down. Because we're very good at using that excuse, I just don't have the time. No. Freak accidents do not care if you're a CEO or you have kids. When it wants you to sit there, I'll call it Mother Nature, when it wants you to sit still and look at that ceiling for 5 hours, it will. So it is just a funny realization that that's when we begin to realize, let me turn around here, I gotta go back on the trail. That's when we begin to realize the whole essence of meditation and sitting still. But when we're healthy, because I always hear that, I don't have a job, I'm so busy. No, to put it in the real terms, freak accident doesn't give a biscuit. If you're a CEO, even if you run the country, because you know what, you still have to take that time out, and that's the only time most of us get to meditate, and that's the only time we get to let the mind be still for a minute. And then it doesn't really have to be that way, because we don't always have to wait. Miss Jacqueline, we don't always have to wait for a freak accident before we realize, oh, I got to start meditating in the morning. Because every time I talk about it, it goes, yeah, I'm so busy, the kids. And I'm going to repeat it. Freak accident doesn't give a biscuit. If you have kids, if you're a CEO, if that freak accident wants you to sit your biscuit down, You will, because I've been there too, where you just stare at the ceilings and you begin to morning, and you begin to realize that, oh, have you ever been in a hospital, something happens, and that's the time that you become born again, or whatever you want to call it. You become a monk, you become everything when you're in the hospital. During that moment, you become everything. Just before that moment, you become real spiritual, and that's when you're going to pick up your Bible, you pick up the Quran, you meditate, you start greeting people, namaste, and all that biscuit. From the moment that whatever made you be in that situation, from the moment it disappeared, like your body gets healed, all that goes in the window, and it really just cracks me up. That's why sometimes, as biscuit as this must sound, the best place to ask people for money is in the hospital. Because when families are gathering together and somebody's legs got cut into two, but they were due to some miracle, which is how powerful this universe is and human being. They were able to get their foot together, and he's able to walk again. At that moment, even a thug will become spiritual. You could go ask him for anything. He will hug you at that moment without even realizing it. During that time, and I'm like, and it made me realize, why do we have to wait for those type of moments to show compassion? Because I kid you not, human beings, when we see blood, we become spiritual. Which made me come to realize that it doesn't matter who that person is. At that moment when we see blood, we just, there's just something that it does. And that's why I'm thinking, maybe the real color of the human race is red. Because to be quite honest, I've never met a white person. Yes, I've never met a white person. That's just the way I'm saying it. I have never, ever met a white person. I might have met some few black people, and I don't get to see really, really dark people that looks black, like this thing, or white like this things right there. So that really just cracks me up. And I begin to realize that it's all because of separation. Because truly, I've never met a white person. I barely ever met a black person. So that misconception is okay, because it creates a delusion and it works properly. But truly, subconsciously, according to the way we define color, look at that sun coming out and those blue things right there. And the way we define colors, I don't really think there's a white person, to be quite honest. And what it is that we all have in common is that thing that drops. We have two things in common. Don't even need to be a psychic to see that. We have tears that looks like water. To me, that's one of the most miracle things, how we can start crying and water will start coming out. That is a miracle to me. That's why I kind of question certain religions. Then you have this thing called the red one, blood, which comes out of everybody. Everybody has it. And it's really funny how... Morning. Have a good day, guys. It's really funny how we just come up with that misconception. And it's time we start looking at it, because those things, we take it very lightly and we never question it. And that's what I want to say. If you know a white person or a really, really black person like that thing, please let me know. Because after a while, you really do get tired of this thing. Let me know if you know a white person. But, and of course, when you begin to think like this, people will say all type of things either. That you're lost. You're just trying to be this. No, I'm saying this because the same judgment that I've seen everywhere is also the same judgment that I get when I wear my beads like this. yes, all I have to say is mention it. My bees are called all type of names. My traditional beliefs are all called all type of names. I always have people ask me questions, do you believe in Christ? I said, what does that mean? And I begin to think, literally, when people ask you if you believe in something, or they're trying to convert you to believe in something, I'm 100% sure it's because they have doubt in their mind and they do not believe themselves. So having others, convincing others, makes them feel superior. That's just period. Because I don't understand why human beings, why we cannot just talk, just share energy, instead of asking, are you a believer, are you this? And it's just the same way, you're black and you're white. So once in a while we gotta stop talking about this, and they will get radical. And I think it's because there is a doubt in their mind. When you believe in something, you don't have to force anyone. You don't have to preach to anybody. You don't have to say biscuit to nobody when you believe it, when you have your own certain beliefs. But when you don't believe and you're in doubt, then they put a quote unquote word on it. I usually call it, I'm not gonna say, but the word they use the most is ministry, which I started to question a lot. Because if you believe in something, let your actions speak. Let your actions speak. So I'm enjoying this beautiful trail as I climb this thing up. And yes, let me know when you find a black person, or what, a real black person, like black. And there are some few in the certain tribes, can't deny that. But let me know when you find a white person. So that being said, and when you begin to raise your conscious level, your thinking pattern becomes different. Because the more you spend time in nature, the more you question stuff, the more you question your brain, the more answers you get. So yes, my beautiful path this morning as I trek along this beautiful earth of mine. It's Friday. So happy Friday. And I am going to say one love. Ooh, let me slow down and say, let me finish up this. It's getting hot already. I can't believe I started out this morning. It was cold, so I got to change gear and act like it's summer now. One love.